Welcome to my podcast, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. And this episode will be episode 20. Will be published on pretty much March the 26th, 2018, where I'm featuring character profiles for this season 1, 2017 to 2018, to give you some background information of these characters I'm rolling out. Some of them are reintroduced, some of them are brand new. This particular character for this week is Comrade Jetur. Now, he pretty much was from the book, and he will be in the Prestige Return of MOLIAE stage play. Now, I'm doing these in the sense that's similar to clip snippets, pretty much giving you some straight information about their physical and personality characteristics, and then at the end I am providing patrons only information. If you want to become a patron of this particular podcast, you could do that in the description field. It will have a link to my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Nichel Anderson. You can also access the stories through my other podcast, Surviving Your Journey to Success, where you can pay for the premium edition to get all of these short stories. Now, with that done and said, now there is like a trial that you can try out that's free, about a couple of days before you go ahead and officially sign up. You can cancel anytime, and that's if you go through my Surviving Your Journey to Success, if you go through that podcast portal to become a patron and get the extra information and the extra content and so forth. All right, to be able to get the full story, right? All right, let's go ahead and get started with this episode. All right, so Comrade Jetur again was definitely in the book. In these short stories, he's very young, about 17 years old. He's already groomed in the military tactics skill of combat. Comrade Jetur is, of course, by now when you get this episode, is pretty much has not been rolled out that he becomes a general. It would be pretty much in the future, yeah. So anyway, he becomes general nonetheless. But this is the moment of time in these short stories that gives you that background that I'm enjoying of how he became a general, right? Because he was already one when I wrote my book, Mitsrayim, a Memoir. And of course, he will be a major player when we return the production to the stage play, the Prestige Return of MOLIAE stage play. So he's built very strong in a sense for his young age. His father is not introduced, but his father keep coming up here and there in these short stories. His father and his family background did not come through at all in the book, which makes sense because we had all these major characters going on. The two kings took up a lot, and then Aamina, of course, and then her two friends, right? And then you have Queen Hagar, Tahib, see all these other characters. So there wasn't any time to really indulge into Comrade Jetur. But now it's like I'm in a candy store. I'm able to go further and find out more about him as I'm writing him in these scenes. So it definitely shows now in these short stories that he was definitely a longtime friend of the family. Therefore, that's why in the book you show that he's very like fatherly as well to Princess Aamina and to Nahar, because he helps to kind of in a way talk to Nahar that I know your feelings for Princess Aamina. He cares for Nahar. He understands it. He sees it, but at the same time he's following the rule from King Mahlon. So Comrade Jetur is definitely in these short stories is searching for someone. We learned that in that episode when he goes to see Sanao, which is some type of tribal leader that's an enemy towards Mitsrayim. All right, I'm not sure which way that would actually go, but it's definitely someone of importance because King Mahlon mentioned it to Tesnar in an episode pretty much after Queen Hagar made Mitsrayim final say. Okay, so it's King Mahlon talking to Tesnar about this particular person that Comrade Jetur, or at least hinted that way. All right, so with Comrade Jetur, becoming this particular important person in this overall series, you see that it has to be his father or someone that was grooming him to be that tactful, because when he had that episode with Natu, he came back real strong, and he's already well known in the Sudan. That's all I want everybody to take away with. he's starting young in the military, and in a sense that his tactical skill is so prestige in a way, is picking up in a sense that everybody knows him by his first name and is respected, as well as wish that they could do the same thing. And it builds into that moment where he becomes a general from King Mahlon, designating that in the future. And so Comrade Jetur is very loyal. When I look at him, he's definitely dark skin, always have been. His hair is woolly in a sense that it's cut very low, and it's still the same as his young age of being 17 years old, but has the mindset of someone, adding on 20 or 30 more years to that, like he's 40 something. So he definitely has the persistence and the consistency of what it takes to be in the position that he's at in the military, that's supposed to protect and inform the war family of any crisis. And so in that sense, you do see him continuing to do these short stories where we learn more about his dedication and loyalty. That's pretty much what you want when you're in that type of position. You want someone that you can trust, and that's what you get off from Comrade Jetur, even at this young age. So it seems like it never was a time where Comrade Jetur was, far to the left, far to the right, that he always was straightforward. And I'm picking up and sharing with you that it's definitely from his father. So he's very well spoken. He knows some of the ancient language, like Sumerian, but not full strong a lot. Just enough that he can communicate when Queen Hagar decides to uncloak what she's saying and speak in the language that he can understand. That's something I want to go ahead and share that with everybody. And so he also, with the Mystery School of Thought, even in the book form itself, he was not taught in the Mystery School of Thought. So he doesn't have that knowledge. He just have the knowledge of the military force, the regions and the area and the tribalism and so forth. That's his specialty. That's what he knows. All right. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the patrons only, give us some more information. If you want to become a patron and get this inside in the know, go ahead and find that link in the description of this episode. You can go to patreon.com/Nichel Anderson. Or I also now have on my Surviving Your Journey Toward Success, where you can go ahead and sign up there for premium access. You get 7 days free to try it out. And then, you can cancel anytime. Hopefully you don't. And you continue to support this podcast and get access to these stories and more. Okay? Thank you so much.